This is for the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And this is For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation podcast. Over 40 years of playing PlayStation 5 plus years, and that games media combined. I'd like to thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Spotify, and 9 a.m. on the YouTubes. If you want to join that PlayStation conversation, head on over to our Facebook, our Discord, Twitter, Instagram. All the links in the description below.
If you want to join this conversation as it happens, head over to twitch.tv/thepopcultures, where you and many others can watch us record this show live. And today, Max, we're doing something a little bit different. So, thanks to our good friends at Capcom Australia, they provided us a couple of copies of Resident Evil 3 to give away. One of them is now in the live stream, so if you followed us on Twitch, you get to be in the running. There's a keyword and hear out for it. But if you're watching this on the VOD, you could win a copy just by keeping an eye out for Nemesis. See where he is. He'll pop up in the picture somewhere.
That's not terrifying at all.
Yeah, at some point, I'll just like, bam, I'll put him in and...
he'll kick through the wall, run across the screen.
That's right. He'll come in, and that's when, you let me know that timestamp in the comments area, and, we have until Wednesday or whatever to give it a go, and then we'll pick someone at random. But this Twitch one, this is the first copy to give away, and it is only happening today on this stream. So that's on the Twitch. Join us live. Yeah. One thing we'd like to do is, if you want to, you can share the conversation. Tell your friends, tell your families about this little PlayStation podcast, and while you're there on your podcast services, give us some star ratings, a review, all that sort of junk. And if I know it's tough times right now, but if you were ever so kind, head over to patreon.com/thepopculturist. Support us that way, or our merchandise store, popculturist.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. How are you, Max?
Not too bad, man.
Yeah?
Not too bad.
Yeah. Good time.
Yeah. Good time.
I hear that you almost got fucked up in the workplace.
Yeah. So I had a bit of a workplace accident.
So for context, for those who don't know, Max is a cleaner for a company here in Geelong.
And some inconsiderate person decided to leave the sandwich press on overnight, and I burnt my old hand.
Like,
well, no, I didn't sandwich press my hand, but I went to move the sandwich press, and it melted my gloves. So luckily, I didn't take too much damage. But
I've been on for so long. That bitch would be so hot.
It was. It literally burnt my gloves.
Now, because prior to all the jobs I've had now, like I used to work in McDonalds back in the day, and the amount of times that I would burn off the end of my fingertips, like because you're putting down the meat patties or whatever, and yeah, by the end of it, it'd be a hot mess. It'd be in your skin.
Now, granted, I was pretty tired, and it kind of woke me up, so like there was some added benefits.
Swings and roundabouts.
But yeah, it sucked. Wasn't ready for it. That'll teach me, I guess.
I should have considered that someone was garbage. But
I left a very angry note like, hey, can you please make sure you turn your shit off? Like, it's not hard.
True. Now, so in terms of my work, my entire day job is now completely digital. We are running stream stuff for all my clients. For those who don't know, I work in youth services. We'll use video games as therapy, to put it simply, but not quite as straightforward as that. There's some other stuff that we do, but yeah. So we put everything online so we can keep our communications open with our clients, and they can all talk to each other and keep the whole socialization side of things going. Because that's a big part of our programs, is to avoid isolation. And sure enough, they then have to go back to isolating.
So you guys aren't using Zoom, are you?
Zoom is. Our meetings use Zoom. We use YouTube. Zoom has so many back end problems.
Yeah,
that I have really forced us to not use it. A lot of security concerns.
Oh yeah.
So apparently, if you're a licensee, like if you're like a business, like those security risks don't exist. Apparently, like any general user will have it.
Of course, you like Zoomcast. Probably why your computer's not working.
Zill in the chat also mentioned you can get Macca's buns and muffins through drive-thru now.
You can get everything through drive-thru.
Well, what do you mean? You just go and you ask for muffins, I'll give you muffins.
Yeah, because they've closed the McCafe section indoors.
Yeah,
so you can get whatever you want from the cafe through the drive.
Oh yeah, but you can do that now.
Yeah.
So I thought you meant like you go in there and be like, "Hi, can I just have like 4 Big Mac buns uncooked? I'll go home, toast them yourself, make yourself a Big Mac at home." Is that what he's getting at?
Maybe he's saying he has 1.5 dozen of each. So maybe he did.
Maybe you can just buy the buns. Because like I imagine they have an excess amount of buns because like they orders and then they're like, well,
considering the fact that I know someone who orders hamburgers from there with no bun, so
it's weird. Why would you do that?
Because they can't eat the bun because they're gluten.
There's mostly sugar in there anyway. It's fine.
It's mostly sugar in there.
Let's have a quick look. So there was Benny also.
Macca's is doing milk and bread now too.
Oh, what? That's rad. Benny goes, I worked at Subway for a couple of weeks and you could burn your hands on the chicken fillets every time. Yeah, these things come out hot as fuck out of the microwave. But they are like lava chicken fillets. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But that's amazing. They can do that. So you can get a 2 and a 3 liter milk and sliced bread out of McDonald's, which is cool. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention at the start of the spiel now as well is as I look behind me, you'll see the ZQRacing chair. We are now affiliates with ZQRacing, so we're right in the setup phases. So we'll be able to have ZQRacing.com/PopC, and you'll get yourself some dollary dues. They were really impressed with the videos and shit that I made, and they're like, "Hey, you want to be affiliate?" I'm like, "Sure."
I was upset the part got cut where your son jumped off it.
Oh, dude, I found that because I didn't realize. Okay, so on the YouTube channel there is a video of me building the chair with my son, and I left it running. So I left and I came back. So I came back later. The camera's still rolling, but it caught the moment that he scorpioned off the off the side of my chair, which is gnarly.
So enough about work. What games have you been playing this week?
This week is like like I know it's PlayStation podcast, but I got to talk about fucking Animal Crossing, all right?
Oh, here we go.
So Animal Crossing, I finally got it back off my son after he dug 1,400 holes, cut down every tree that I had on my island. I was like, fuck this, so I reset it. Back to where I was in less time, might I add, because now I know what I was doing. So I intentionally went hunting for those iron nuggets because those things are the fucking enemy. So I'm back where I am. I've got the shop. I've got the bigger house. I'm having a great time. Animal Crossing is so good.
So you're making that sweet turnip money? Or
the turnips are coming tomorrow, according to the letter I got this morning. So the turnips are on the way. And I'm going to get some sweet turnip coins. But yeah, no, they're right around the corner, and I can feel those turnips coming. But on top of that, I have been playing Doom Eternal. Even though we finished it and the review's up and all that sort of stuff, it's been a really good game for me to like zen out a little bit, as in to me just play and enjoy. So I've just been collectible hunting. So I have all the cheat codes, almost got all the toys and all the vinyl. I've got all the Slayer keys. I've got the Unmaker.
Oh, so is it good? Is it worth
I haven't used it yet. It's essentially another. It's just I unlocked it before, like 5 minutes before you came.
Okay, all right.
It is essentially the BFG, but more of a machine gun. So rather than a big like laser weapon, it's like a machine gun. It looks sick. It looks cool. So I've worked out how to get like all. So I've got all the secret areas in the fortress itself. I've unlocked all the mods. I've unlocked all the suits. I've unlocked all the. I'm gonna do the very best I can to get as many trophies in that thing as I can, aside from the battle mode. And I know it'll prevent me from getting a plat, but I think that the battle mode requires winning or something. I'm not very good at online, let alone winning. So if I can just stick to the single player stuff, I will get at least like 85% of the trophies or something.
Fair enough.
Which is pretty cool. What else have I been playing? I bought Persona. It's in the PlayStation. Well, it's next to it right now currently. Haven't played it. But it's in there. But it's installed. It's ready to go.
Fair enough.
What about you?
I also bought Persona 5, so I dove into that pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. Where are you at for context?
For context, not very far. I've just finished the first palace.
Oh, you're early days.
Granted, I've played for like 12 hours.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've been back and forth between that. My wife last night we bought Uno and Monopoly on PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
And I wrecked her twice in a row.
We play a lot of Monopoly on it's funny because with my work, we were like, hey, well, the board games are part of it and board games are cool, but we're like, we won't go the standard board games. We'll play cool shit like Gloomhaven and all these other big fucking games. And then they're like, can we play Monopoly? Like, what do you mean?
So I hate digital Monopoly. It takes all the fun out of waving your cash in their face when you're winning.
Yeah, you can't really flip the digital table on someone, can you? But yeah, no, they love it. They love that. They love Trivial Pursuit and they love Uno.
Uno was pretty good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Uno.
You got the Uno Flip one though?
No.
Because Uno Flip fucks you up.
Yeah.
The Flip edition is a hot mess, is all I'm saying. Zil Max is a Monopoly god on PS4.
Yeah, I'm a Monopoly god on real Monopoly too.
So what makes you a Monopoly god? Are you?
I just play like a jerk. So
Oh.
like, once I get one set, everything else gets mortgaged. I buy my houses as I need them. I'll sell them off and buy the next set of properties as you pass that set. And I'll just catch it every turn. I'm the worst.
Oh wow.
I play very high risk, high reward.
Yeah, that sounds.
And I just like super luck out with my dice rolls.
And you won't make deals.
Yeah. Well, why do I need to make a deal if I got sets?
That's a good point. It sounds horrible.
Yeah,
I hate you. Just I haven't even played it with you yet.
I'm actually the worst.
Yeah, I imagine it would be. I've been wanting to play Monopoly for fucking ever, but like in person with like, which is cool.
And obviously, us being in Australia, I did get to pick up my copy of Final Fantasy VII early. I have been playing that, but I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, so we're gonna we're gonna be good. We're not gonna discuss it here. And the reason being is it isn't out until the 10th for everyone else.
Yeah.
And we will align ourselves with the embargo, which does drop on the 6th. So we'll start talking about it after that day because we have friends in the games biz like ourselves in the games media here in Australia, and the last thing we want to do is like fuck them
and also I would hate to know stuff early.
exactly.
I will say that I have it, I've played it, and I can't wait to talk about it next week.
Yeah, I don't want to think my friends. Is pretty much what it comes down to. So we'll keep it nice and quiet on that one.
I also do that as well. I don't build hotels. I leave 4 houses on all my properties because if you run out of houses, you can't buy hotels. So I screw over everyone else by just stocking up on houses.
I'm like, you suck. You suck.
Or I play Monopoly hardcore.
Brutal. But yeah, so Final Fantasy VII. We'll talk about that next week. Keep ready. There'll be a big old Final Fantasy chat next week because I know yours gonna gush.
Oh man, I'll leave it. I'll talk about it.
And then I've been playing.
No, just Persona really. Yeah.
Well, before we get into the news, I should do this because this keeps me accountable. That's the whole point. Ryan, get less fat update. I'm now at 8.6? 8.6 kilos gone, which is amazing. My pants don't even stay on anymore. It's really fucking frustrating. It's actually more frustrating. I'm like, might as well stayed fat and wouldn't have to buy new pants. But yeah, so that's the big thing. 8.6 is a lot. So I reckon my plan is to be 10 by the end of next week, which I don't think is very possible because that's 1.5 kilos by next week. I can do that.
You got it.
Thanks, Zil. Well, I've been really lucky. Like I've been going like a kilo and a bit each week, so it's a slow burn. A couple weeks, some weeks have been a bit more, but Manshake. Hashtag not sponsored yet. Fucking works, man. It fucking works. And it's it's funny. Before we started this record, I went and got my hair all pretty, and then I came in. I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, I look like a younger version of myself.
Damn, I'm a sexy beast.
No, it's like because it's taken me a while to really see it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm looking at it, I'm going, fuck yeah. Like I'm starting to see it and it's coming together. And like I said, I feel like I was looking at a younger version of myself in a really jarring way. And I was like, whoa. Sick.
I mean, obviously the big benefit being the lower resting heart rate now as well.
Yeah, which something I didn't consider. So, because I was fucking fat, and I'm still pretty fat now, but like I was fatter. Pants fall down and show your balls. That's very possible. Like if I stand up right now, I may just have no pants on. Like I'll walk from the kitchen to here, and it's like bit by bit.
To be fair, that's because you're not wearing pants.
Yeah, that's all true. The amount of times I've done shows with no pants on is ridiculous. It's the whole anchor desk situation.
One thing I'm looking forward to when I record from home. I'm just like,
less ball sack at home. But yeah, so my resting heart rate was pretty high. It was like mid to late 90s, pretty much like all the time. And like I also have like general anxiety disorder, so that always kind of puts a bit of bump in it as well. But yeah, it's dropped. It's now like 76. Like it's dropped like 15, 20 points. Like just resting. I'm sitting here right now, and it is 74. I didn't even think that would be part of it. I didn't even think that would happen. I'm like genuinely impressed.
So do you last longer when you're wrestling your kid now?
Slightly. Well,
You're like, he does more damage now.
Yeah, he does more damage now because I'm wrestling him longer. He's then kicking my ass even harder. Dash goes, did you talk to your GP before starting? No, I did not. No, not even a little bit. Yeah, well, as I discussed, like the idea was at the start of the year, I made a decision. My decision was no more buying my lunch, no more buying coffee, no more paying for parking. So therefore, I'm away. Like I park further away from work, so I walk. So that gets me like a minimum half hour exercise per day.
Ryan does not have constipation problems.
The one advantage I have, Dash, hi everyone that's new here, I have IBS, and lactose intolerance. So it's very easy for me to poops. The whole blockage of the butt, never a concern. Welcome to everyone that's new. Never an issue. Never an issue for me, which is absolutely fantastic. Shadow Waven, it's hard to cut buying lunch habits. Dude, that is the biggest thing. Because I've always used my lunch break as my reason to get out of the office. So, like, granted, I like my job a lot more now than my previous job, but, you know, I need to leave the building. I'm just going to get the fuck out of here. So I would leave and go buy lunch, and that would be like, and then I come back to work. And even now, because my job is draining in a different way, like, having that break is exceptional. But yeah, that's the one big thing, is because all my clients come in, they've all bought, like, you know, McDonald's or KFC or Pistol Pete's. I'm like, oh, can't.
They're coming in with chicken and waffles.
I'm like, you can't bring fucking Pistol Pete's in here, man. You can't do it. It's not fair to me. But yeah, oddly enough, you know, you're jumping on it now. You're giving it a whirl too. Josh, the previous co-host For the Players, he's jumped on it as well. Paris, my boss, he's jumped on it as well.
So that was the other benefit to me picking up extra hours of work. I've gone from walking 10K a day to 16K a day.
Hell yeah.
With extra sets of stairs and, you know.
That and shakes, you're just going to fall off you, dude.
Hope so.
And that's the best thing about the shake. Like, because you know you're doing longer shifts, you're going to have a lunch, you're going to have a break in there at some point.
You know, in the morning, I like do crunches and bench press my daughter.
Yeah, just little babies. GPs are for pussy, says Benny. Yeah, look, I didn't. Because I'm pretty sure if I just looked at my doctor, he's like, hey, you're fucking fat, fix it. I'm like, yeah, man, it's on the roll. No, I haven't seen my doctor in forever. But yeah, so like I didn't consult with anyone. I just kind of fucking did it. But I'm pretty sure if I spoke to him, he would just be like, you're fat, be less fat. I'm like, okay. Let's talk about games now. Let's get into the section we call Inform the Players. We tell you about what happens this week in PlayStation.
Ryan, it turns out that the season of delays.
But is this the main chat?
True. That's a good point.
We're going to talk delays. The big topic of today is the Last of Us delay. So hold on tight.
All right.
We'll get into that.
We'll do some good news first.
Yay!
Sony have joined the relief efforts.
Cool. They help them with...
Yeah, so Sony has just announced the establishment of the Sony Global Relief Fund for the current situation that's plaguing our planet. This initiative sees...
The T-virus.
The T-virus.
Not the code word.
This initiative sees the corporation giving $100 million to various groups worldwide in order to help those in need following the outbreak of the T-virus. Yeah. The company breaks down 3 key areas which will benefit from the funding. Firstly, $10 million will be going straight to global relief efforts, quote, to assist medical workers and others on the front line of response efforts to the virus. Sony also says it will work with external partners to help work on treating and slowing the virus. The fund will also go towards helping the education of children who have been forced out of schooling. Finally, those in creative industries, quote, who have been impacted by the cancellation or postponement of concerts and live events or the shutting down of film and television productions will benefit from Sony's funding. Sony extends its condolences to the families of those who have passed away as a result of the crisis and extends its sympathies to all those who have been impacted. Says President and CEO of Sony. In his statement, Yoshida says Sony will, quote, will do all we can as a global company to help those most affected by the virus. Can you go away, Aviju? So that's good.
That's awesome. And Dash goes, frontline, you mean like nurses, GPs, and professors, etc.?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, not like fucking Coles workers or nothing. Although they are technically the front line. Just put it out there.
Yeah, the front line, those who are treating and caring for patients and whatnot.
Yeah. Awesome. That's cool. That's so cool. There's a bunch of big businesses that are getting involved and you know, Sony is just one of them. Yeah, so Sony is just one of them. They're just one of the. I said he. They're just one of the companies that are nicely offering their services in time of the Voldemort virus. it's awesome. It's good to see, because one of those things that as we all come together and, you know, there will be some changes that will happen after this, so that people will realize they'll be brought together as a community more. And then they'll look back at companies that helped, and I think that'll, even just for the PR.
Yeah. No show for Bethesda. With E3 2020 cancelled due to the ongoing virus situation, a lot of publishers have been looking for other ways to spread their messaging about their upcoming games this summer. Digital events seem to be the way to go, but Bethesda says that they will not be following the trend. Quote, given the many challenges we're facing due to the pandemic, we will not host a digital showcase in June.
Yeah, that's why.
Bethesda marketing boss Pete Hines posts on Twitter. However, our hopes of getting a potential glimpse of the Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield aren't quite dead. Hines continues, quote, we have lots of exciting things to share about our games and look forward to telling you more in the coming months, end quote. So they're just going to do it. They're just not going to do it in June?
No, this is their way of going, look, we don't really have anything. And like everyone hates us right now. It's probably not safe for us to be like, hey, and then it gets like the massive dislike ratio on the YouTubes and stuff. Like, it's not happening. It's not going to go well. It's the right call.
Yeah, it's the right call.
For everybody else that would have used E3 as their platform, yeah, it's going to benefit them to do these digital conferences, right? 100%. However, Bethesda is at a point of damage control constantly. Although Doom, you know, in terms of its critical rating, it's been received very, very well. They still botched it, like on PC and stuff. It's about the idea of like, hey, we have to use this DRM version. Just go into the files. The DRM free version's right there. Hi, everyone. You know, they just give it to like in the package. The only thing that the Bethesda had to do, because they were only the publisher, like id did all the hard work on the Doom itself. Bethesda just had to publish it, and they still fucked it up. I love Bethesda games, but not all of them, because they've been pretty shitty recently. But like, it's this weird line of how can, as a giant company, how can they be this incompetent?
Yeah.
Like, just in terms of the mishandling of even like Fallout 76 and just the marketing around it, or even something simple as not owning FalloutFirst.com.
I think they rely.
What have they become, Max?
I think they rely too much on their IPs. They're like, you know, these are big, people are going to come, and then they don't put lately they've tried to put more microtransactions in their games to make more money, so they've got a constant revenue stream, as opposed to we've sold this many copies and now it's not making us any money anymore. Which is a shame, because I also am a massive fan of some of their games, but lately when they, you know, shoehorn in
everyone that they've ever loved, they've pushed them all away.
Yeah, no, there's just, they've made some questionable decisions in the past.
They really have. And like, it's a real shame, because like, I think it's one of those things, like back in the day, Bethesda were charming. And like all these little glitches and issues, everyone's like, oh man, that's cool. They're making something massive when everyone else is making these games that aren't on the same scale. Then everyone else caught up and Bethesda like, hey, remember what we used to do? Like, yeah, and it hasn't gotten better. Fucking fix it. And they're like, but you like Fallout, right? Like, yeah, when it's good, what are you doing? That's the problem. Is like, I think the discussion, we discussed this on this here before, but the whole idea of the engine, and it sucks ass, and they've yet to ever do anything with it, yet to improve it. Like, it's the same engine that built Oblivion, for fuck's sake. I think they even built Morrowind. Like, it's cool that you're working, that you're still using the same in-house tools, but fuck, fix it, because I guarantee you, Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 will not do well unless they staggeringly fix the game.
That's right. They're probably a while away still.
Yeah, dude, it's at least a couple years away.
The Summer of Gaming. IGN has announced that it will be hosting an online event in June called the Summer of Gaming. It will consist of publisher presentations with IGN pre- and post-discussions, remote developer interviews, hands-on demos, preview impressions, gameplay, and news segments recapping the biggest announcements. Basically, the network's attempting to fill 2020's E3-shaped hole.
Hot.
Hot. Publishers such as Square Enix, Sega, 2K, Bandai Namco, THQ Nordic, and Devolver Digital are apparently all on board, although the absence of heavy hitters like EA and Ubisoft, as well as Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, suggests that there may be other plans in motion. Having said that, the article does promise, quote, the latest news and impressions around upcoming games in the next generation of console hardware during Summer of Gaming. It's perhaps fair to assume that we'll be seeing a number of PS5 titles from the aforementioned publishers. What do you reckon?
That's still pretty cool. It's not a bad idea. Having Max's mic is dropping out for a second every few minutes. Yeah, probably because he keeps turning away from it.
It's good. It's nice to see that the littler guys have a platform, because obviously your Microsofts, your Sonys, they're all going to be doing their own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo have got their Directs, Sony's now got their State of Plays, Microsoft do their whatever they're called. I can't.
Like XO or something.
Something like that.
I don't know. Well, it's cool. You're suggesting your noise gate might be a little high. I don't have a noise gate on. That's weird. Could just be the stream. Because it's coming through just fine on the pod. So apologies to everyone.
It's pissing down rain at the moment.
The internet could be hot garbage right now, is all I'm saying. But yeah, it shouldn't be. Odd.
Very odd.
I think I have a noise gate on. Oh, you bring up the next part and I'll check if I have a noise gate on. La 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 la. Checking. Might want to keep talking, Max. Hey, there is a noise gate.
Oh, you do have a noise gate on.
Oh, there we go. Turns out I did have a noise gate on. When the fuck did I install the noise gate?
Well done.
Problem solved, everyone. There we go. Thank you very much.
This next article coming from Tweaktown. PlayStation 5's rumored heat issues should be solved in the final console. Sources say the PlayStation 5 runs hot, but Sony should compensate with a powerful cooling solution. Why hasn't Sony showed the PlayStation 5 yet? Rumor has it the system runs so hot that Sony still hasn't locked down a final design for the console. This doesn't seem 100% accurate though, especially considering how important PlayStation is for the company. New reports suggest Sony is currently wrangling PS5 over heating issues. Supposed unnamed developer sources tell reporters that the console is simply belting out too much heat for the cooling array to handle.
Imagine that conversation. They're like, hi, PS5's having a problem. What do you mean? It's pelting out a lot of heat. Like, how much heat? About 5 stars worth. It's fucking hot.
She is so hot.
Like, we don't have enough fans. This is too much. It's crazy. Please help us.
So the heat problems may force Sony to redesign the system's current cooling and chassis design. Reports say current PS5 design is failing due to overheating, and comparing it to the Xbox 360's dreaded red ring of death, thermal issues. Now we understand why the PS5 dev kit has massive ventilation.
So I actually watched Digital Fan did like a teardown of the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch that.
It's awesome. And like
three separate people have told me to do it.
The way it comes together is incredible. And like there's a reason that they've got it in that big box, and that is just because it's just how it's rather than like a motherboard and nothing behind it, they're literally using both sides of it. And then they're kind of like running shit off either side. So it's like it kind of brings cool air. It's almost like a little loop. So it comes in from the bottom and pushes up. But because they've got this big honking fan at the top, it just it airs all of it in one go. It's actually quite impressive. And did no one hear me use the keyword?
I think too smoothed it.
I was too smooth. All right, I'll wait for a second one. No one heard it. Damn. I did. Well, Dash, you already got the game.
Hello. So obviously this week,
do I stream Betson, my man, as professional, do I stream my Macca's buns Zil? No,
he's Steam. Do you steam them?
No, you fucking toast them, son. Like not like you drop them down like a little toaster chute. The only buns that
are
the
toaster chute.
Yeah, because you just drop them and they fall out the bottom. The only buns that are steamed. The only buns that should be steamed are the fillet of fish ones. That's it. Only one.
Okay.
But then it's gross, makes more soggy, and it's minging. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I like K-Doll's idea. I just put it in the chat. He thinks I'll read it, or they'll think I'll read it. And I almost did. So credit to them. I did say the code word already, but I may have made it a little bit too smooth. So keep listening. I'll drop it again.
I think we got someone who got it though.
It's true. Chicken and cheese are good with a steamed bun. Then you're fucking wrong, dude.
Gross. So obviously this week we had April Fools.
Yep.
Did you get got by anything?
I did get got by the Man Shake, actually. They're like, hey, here's a brand new bar. I'm like, sweet. Like, it's meat pie flavored. I'm like, oh, that's mixed emotions. Because all their, like, protein bars are all, like, chocolate flavored, right? So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, I guess. And then they're like, hey, here's a brand new flavor. And the best, to their credit, they have been working on this for, like, a month. They're like, hey, new bar coming, new it's going to get announced, get excited. I'm like, woo! And like, it's not chocolate. I'm like, fuck, what could this be? Like strawberries and cream, like cake flavored, like what could it be? Like meat pie. Like, all right, I'm in. Fuck it, I'm in. See what happens.
So you didn't get got by the God of War 2 tease?
No, I got mad though.
You got mad?
Yeah.
What else was there?
So for Santa Monica put a big post about God of War Part 2 with Kratos fighting what looks like a Thor, I guess. That's what they're implying. Bumholes. Actual bumholes.
I enjoyed PlayStation's terafloppy disk. An insertable card to put in the back of your PlayStation 5 to up those teraflops. Ridiculous.
Love it.
I love it. I mean, people would totally buy it.
I would. Because I didn't read the article. I just saw a picture. I'm like, in my head, I was like, how's that even possible?
You had me in.
I didn't give it enough to like be like, oh my god. But I was like, how does that work? Football Manager 1888 is a good one.
Football Manager 1888 because
it's kicking around the pigskin.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds Fantasy Battle Royale was the video looked amazing. I would totally play that game.
Sounds awesome. I probably play that.
But I think there was a lot less this year than there were the normal.
Understandable
years due to
with the current circumstances,
the current
T-virus.
climate of the world,
They're like, hey, we're not going to fool as many peeps, which is a shame.
Although Platinum Games, their fourth announcement was apparently an April Fool's joke.
That's fucking amazing.
But they have come back and said they are still announcing something else.
Oh, damn it. Wait, what?
What?
K-Doll in the chat. Bottle shops are I did say T-virus, but T-virus is not the keyword.
Bottle shops are
I call it either the T-virus or the Voldemort virus. I swing between the two because we can't say the other word because you get demonetized on YouTube.
I hope you stocked up before.
I did. I went to the bottle shop today. I bought 2 bottles of wine. I wanted quarantine.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Jeez. Now I've lost where I'm at.
Either way, a bunch of dumb shit got said. It was a laugh. Alcohol is deemed essential in the US, says Mordecai, and I'm pretty confident it is here too.
It's essential everywhere.
Yeah, it's gonna be needed. Like I'm stuck in this house with a 3-year-old, so
I mean, it's a cleaning product.
Yeah. Well, no, that's why you can't buy vodka anywhere. Everyone's like, "Nuh," and then they've like people use it to make their own hand sanitizer and shit.
Well, that's it for the news. Apart from the big stories that we're going to talk about now.
So let's now have a chat to the players about the main topic of today. The Last of Us 2 has been delayed indefinitely.
Yes. After already being officially delayed to late May, The Last of Us Part 2 has unfortunately been pushed back once more to an unspecified date. This is because of the current epidemic plaguing the world.
Pandemics and epidemic.
Pandemic. Yeah, that's true.
There's a difference.
With Naughty Dog stating the development is almost finished as the final bugs are being put to bed. In a statement posted to Twitter, the studio said, quote, "However, even with us finishing the game, we were faced with the reality that due to logistics beyond our control, we couldn't launch The Last of Us Part 2 to our satisfaction. We want to make sure that everyone gets to play The Last of Us Part 2 around the same time, ensuring that we are doing everything possible to preserve the best experience for everyone." I just realized that is what is in that picture.
Cool.
The Last of Us Part 2 no longer has a release date, leaving us having to wait a little bit longer for Joel and Ellie's follow-up adventure. Of course, it's entirely understandable why this has happened. Joining The Last of Us Part 2 in receiving a delay is PlayStation VR exclusive Marvel's Iron Man VR, which has also been pushed back to an unspecified date, originally due to launch next month, a few weeks before Last of Us 2, we can no longer know when we'll be able to suit up as one of the Avengers in virtual reality. The delay was announced by PlayStation itself on Twitter, where the Japanese giant said, quote, "Logistically, the global crisis is preventing us from providing the launch experience our players deserve."
Mordecai in the chat goes, I think this was a weird statement, especially given Phil Spencer's comments on supply chains coming from China, etc. And Cass also adds, I think The Last of Us was going to be delayed anyway. That's good conspiracy tinfoil hat stuff. We're a big fan of tinfoil hat stuff here. And Cass goes, I totally understand, but why?
Is the Ghost safe, however? The T-Virus is causing all kinds of chaos, and games are just one of the things affected. Sony announced that it's delaying The Last of Us Part 2, Marvel's Iron Man VR earlier, due to logistical reasons, but it's left many pondering what will happen to the samurai open world Ghost of Tsushima. The Sucker Punch developed PlayStation 4 exclusive was dated last month with a 26th of June launch attached. Perhaps preempting any questions about the title, the Japanese giant stressed that, quote, "There are no other delays to report, but we will keep you updated."
I agree.
I think
McLovin, what's going on, man?
I think a lot of games that aren't coming out this month are probably going to see.
Yeah, so there is a window of time.
Delivery.
Like I think June. Everyone's keeping June kind of safe. It's still a couple of months away, so it's not too bad. But it's like that reasonable, safe distance, right? It's like 6 months in a year. It's a good place. It's a good place. It's like to get that time. So like anything that's coming out in now April or May be a concern, and will probably be delayed as we've seen here. But it's not saying so. Like especially with The Last of Us is like. As the tinfoil hat, as Mordecai mentioned, like, what if this was meant to, like, what if they were, like, taking advantage of this, and this was, they were going delayed anyway, and this kind of worked in their favor?
Perhaps.
It's very possible. Saying that, though, like, that like a gameplay footage leaked out. One of the stars of the game, Troy Baker, said on Twitter as well that like it looks really cool and he's still super stoked on it. And is anyone going to pick up on that one? No. That's cool. It's only twice now.
Third time's the charm.
But yeah, so like he's gone out and said that the game's looking really, really cool. So the game's looking really, really cool, which is great. Which has me super excited. But in the statement as well, they mention the idea of like their bug fixing and stuff now, which
yeah, they said they're pretty much doing the last of the cleanup ready for launch.
Yeah, which is super weird. Like if it has been delayed because of the virus and the logistic reasons, why are they still smashing bugs? Like, is it printed? Is it sitting in a warehouse somewhere? Is that where it's at? Like, it's a month away. They have to be printing, right? Has it gone gold? Can you Google that for me? Let's have a quick look. Now, because that's twice that I've now said the keyword stars. In order to give away a copy of Resident Evil 3, I had to use the word stars. I've said it 4 times. So for anyone in the chat that isn't Dash, type stars now. Guess what? If you're in Australia, you can get yourself a copy of Resident Evil 3 Evil 3. Promotional copy from motherfucking stars, says Dash. Benny... Surprise, Benny. You were first. Benny 8-Bit. You get yourself a copy of Resident Evil 3 on PlayStation 4 thanks to Capcom Australia. Thank you, Benny. All right, Benny, I'll talk to you after this. Done. Benny was first. Sorry, Thunderfist.
By 0.2 seconds.
No, by 0.2 seconds. I gave you twice. I said twice. I did some pretty good...
There were also other people dropping it in the chat as well.
Yeah, but I didn't say it at the time, so it didn't count. So, Benny gets himself a copy of Resident Evil 3 Remake on PS4. Done.
Well played.
Well done, Benny.
There are still 4 other copies.
Oh, yeah, and of course, there are still 4 other copies to give away. They were very kind to give us 5. I'm in California, and they're not qualified. So, not well played. Benny's from 8-Bit. Well played is another company. So, we have 5 copies to give away, so that's 1. There are 3 copies that are being given... The PopCulturists, Mac. There are three copies we've been giving away on our socials. That's Facebook and Twitter. And there's another copy that will be on this VOD So if you watch this video on YouTube on Monday, 9 a.m. Australian time, if you can timestamp when the Nemesis appears on screen, you're in the draw. But yeah, last of us.
No. Between me and Dash, no confirmation of going gold.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, because it's a month and a half away. Like, that is that right amount of time in order to hit demand and ship worldwide. Do you think they'll just pull their punch?
Yeah, well, it depends on, I guess, how long they've been working from home and all that nonsense as to how crunchy they're getting.
Well, I understand the difficulties around working from home. Like, I know there's a couple of games that were in production that have been slowed because of it. Like, there's a lot you can do at home, but there's only so much you can do in the room, right? So that's part of it. But crunchy.
Did you like that, did you, Dash?
But Mordecai, I don't know, given the Final Fantasy VII isn't cancelled and Last of Us coming out so close, is weird. Yeah, there's one right here. You know what I mean? And like, I understand why they're hesitant, like as in why Naughty Dog would be hesitant to deliver it, and that would be because we'd have example happening right now, where Australia and Europe have access to the game and they can stream it and they can pump it out and they can do a bunch of different things around it before it even releases in the US. So I guarantee, if you go hunting, you will find people running through the entire game for Final Fantasy VII. But I'm sure they're being, as far as I know, they're being very hit with copyright strikes. So fuck them. But that is the concern of their part, and it makes sense. So Benny, it comes down to just manufacturing. Most of them would have slowed only in the last few weeks. Very, very true. Because I think it all comes down to where they're being printed. Now, I believe that like US prints would print locally, where we don't. It's my understanding of my presumption, I guess. We don't print locally here in Australia.
Well, take Final Fantasy for interest. We got our copies shipped from Europe.
Yeah, so obviously there's a printing press in Europe that prints all the discs, prints it all, and then they get shipped out to the European region. And maybe that's what it comes down to, is they can't, because it's of now the slowdown, they can't guarantee that it will make it to Australia and Europe and all these other places when they need to be.
Yeah, for a game this big, they'll definitely want everyone to be playing it at the same time. They won't want spoilers or anything like that.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it
sucks, but the fact that like you said, and like some people in the chat pointed out, they're literally still working on it.
Mordecai asks, I do get that, but why would Phil Spencer say that there was no effect from supply chains coming from China? That is in terms of console manufacturing.
And all the China warehouses are already open again.
Yeah, so console manufacturing is happening in China. Disc whatever, that is done regionally. So they would send essentially an ISO, just like you would download a pirated game, I heard once. I wouldn't have done it. But yeah, so they would probably send the ISO to wherever, and then they would print it onto a master and then just start pumping that shit out at a factory. From a hardware level, yeah, the pipeline in China apparently is picking back up.
Yeah.
As I think we discussed it in last week. Which I still don't believe. But Bethesda is still working for it. So well, they have to, because no one's fucking. What else? Everyone's like, I got nothing else to do. I'll torture myself in quarantine. It's cool. But you know that like the big that's the big difference, is that they cannot deliver it effectively across the board. But that could also then affect their collector's editions, their other physical pieces as well. Because like I myself, like I've put in I've got a pre-order down for the collector's edition, the one you can get here in Australia anyway, and I'd have to wait, I guess.
It'll be interesting when it sorry,
I thank you, Mordecai, for the follow as well.
It'll be interesting when it now releases, because obviously it'll be releasing in a different quarter. There might be more, they might see improved sales from it, they might see decrease, I doubt they'll see decreased sales from it, but it'll affect their overall.
And look, there could certainly be a decrease in sales, and that comes from moving it later into this pandemic, right? So, like, even if shit starts sorting itself out, say, within the next 2 months, awesome, fantastic. However, people have been laid off.
Yeah.
People have less disposable income than they ever have before. Like, as we head in towards the back end of this year.
So like 3 weeks time, they'll turn around and be like, "Oh, it's now a PS5 launch title."
That could probably happen. Like, holy shit! It's what
Like, don't get me wrong, they will still release a PS4 version because that would be crazy not to. But they could turn around and say, "Look, you know, it's now going to launch."
But
with
it
the new
could even
console."
come down to the idea of like whether the PS5 is being delayed or not. It might just find its way into like early next year. But if they don't, and the pipelines for hardware, as they as Phil Spencer has stated, if they are still as efficient, as correct as normal, then they may make towards the back end of the year. And when you've got the likes of Xbox offering Halo Infinite as their big launch day title, it wouldn't hurt PlayStation to put, like, if PlayStation put The Last of Us as a PS5 launch title, that thing's gonna go gangbusters. It would do gangbusters anyway. Like, the game would do gangbusters anyway. But I think isn't that a little too far in the future to delay it? Because if Ghost isn't being delayed, but Last of Us is, what? How do you read that?
Well, it depends. It depends on how their bug fixing goes.
Well,
They could be working on it for the next.
Yeah, but once again, if like my concern around this statement is around the idea of the bug fixing. Like, if it's logistics, it would be like the game is ready to go and we're sorry, we just cannot send it out to you. And then the idea is like, well, why don't they just release it digitally? And like, yeah, it will take a bite of their sales because, you know, digital, physical, that sort of stuff. Some people, like majority of people here in Australia, have garbage internet. Like, it's just not
it's
possible.
even more garbage now.
Yeah, it's worse now when everyone's using it. Let's go. So, Dirty Dwarfing, great name by the way. So they have big shoes to fill after first. More time will only help, I think. That's true. But once again, I'm looking at if we read the statement as they're implying,
their statement was very much, we're delaying it due to logistical concerns because not everyone can play it at the same time. We can't guarantee that. But
however, we've got to fix it.
However, we're all still working on bugs. So yay.
Yeah, like it's so conflicting.
Well, I mean, how often, generally speaking, how quickly do games go gold? Like,
it's about a month.
How much prior?
It's about a month out.
How much prior to, about a month?
Yeah, so it's about a month out. They go gold, and then their entire, like, that last month, and plus a little bit more, is normally them working on day one updates, day one patches, right? Because, like, the trick about going gold, it doesn't have to be exactly what you want. It just has to run. And run without...
Because that's when they start printing it, and then they hit you with that day one patch, which you just download.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think there's more to it than this. You know, like I'm like, you know, even though we're doing a PlayStation show and that's where our allegiances lie, and we're not going to like, you know, sniff their asses or whatever. But my thought is like, there's something else here.
Dash brings up the point of it also depends on the popularity of the title and how many units they want to move and manufacture.
That's correct. If these printing plants, due to restricted staffing, cannot meet the demand of those discs, that's worse again. Because they're going to need, I guarantee they're going to need to make like 7 million of these.
I think I mean, they made the only obvious choice, which was to delay it indefinitely because they can't give you a date. They can't give you a date that it's going to come out because they don't know when all this madness is going to end.
True. So Benny also says there will be a flow-on effect from all this for at least 6 months. Yeah, almost everything will be pushed back 6 months. Someone mentioned Cyberpunk in the chat a moment ago. Cyberpunk will be hit, and I guarantee it will be hit. Probably push it back a little bit from September, a little bit later in the year. September? Yeah, September.
Yeah, September.
It's going to push back a little bit. It's going to happen. And it sucks, but it's going to happen. So it is this weird balancing. So because Dash has also added, I think the game has gone gold, but they knew because they couldn't sell as many, they had to wait.
See, I don't know about that because I spoke to you about it the other morning. Even if people are going to get it early, say for instance, I mean, we can look at, hopefully soon, we can look at how Final Fantasy VII went. Obviously, Australia and Europe got their copies. Well, we got ours 9 days before release. I wonder how much that will actually impact its overall sales.
I don't think it will.
Because I think the people who are going to buy this game are going to still buy it regardless.
Yeah.
Even if they have to wait.
It is one of those weird lines for like people that buy digital over physical, right? Like it won't. Like I agree with Dash. It won't. The impact will be negligible because, as you said, everyone that wants to buy it will still buy it. However, if anything, it may increase the physical copy.
Well, see, I got stung because I didn't pre-order a deluxe edition because I'm like, I'm not waiting an extra day because it comes out Good Friday in Australia, and then they're like, hey man, you want to get it 9 days early? Damn straight I do. You got to have the basic edition now because we're sold out.
Is the deluxe just fancy pants stuff? Is like just physical stuff?
I want some fancy pants stuff.
Oh, I'm sure we can find out. I've seen the full collector's edition with like the car. The bike.
That was $350 dues.
So good though.
And I don't have $350 dues to spend on a cloud statue with a bike.
It looks good though.
It does.
It's like a posable action figure. It looks fantastic. And look, it's one of those things. It's a month away. As anything could happen. My thing is that they've taken advantage of this, which is valid, which is totally valid, right? Take advantage of the situation and and allow this extra time that you've now given yourself to work on it. Like Iron Man, I guess is sort of the same. Like I'm surprised that Iron Man is a digital only game. Like.
Yeah, hopefully things can slow down a bit. Hearing the crunch culture of Naughty Dog, hopefully now that they've got a little bit of extra time to play with, and if they're so close to that finish line, hopefully they can ease themselves into it.
Yeah, it's just I just don't like the dirty PR spin on it. Is what it comes down. It's like, hey, because of current circumstances.
Well, it's interesting because they obviously put that in for a reason. Like they could have just said, hey, due to logistical reasons, we're not shipping it. We're going to delay it until everyone can do it at the same time.
Yeah, and that would be fine.
And then that's all they needed to say to add the extra. We're still working on bugs. It's almost done.
Like then it. Benny goes, it may have gone gold, but if the production facilities can't meet the target numbers, then that will be the reason for the delay. If it hasn't gone gold, then that's a blessing in disguise. And that's my point. That's all I want to know from me personally. I want to know where they're at. And like, they're not going to fucking tell me. I'm some random podcaster in Australia. It means jack shit.
10 minutes later, you get a DM. It's gold.
Yeah. That's what I want. Like, if they just went, look, it's gold. Here it is. It's the master. It's ready to go. We simply just cannot ship it because of the pandemic. We are really, really sorry. However, we're going to have a ripper day one patch for you because we have more time to work on this. But then again, that implies that they've already started printing discs, which by the sounds of it, that's not the case. We're talking in loops here because there's only so much we can speculate on. But look, I'm still going to play the fuck out of the game. I want to play it so hard.
Yeah, I mean, it gives me more time to play these 2 long JRPGs that I just bought.
Well, that's true. I'm like, I'll play Final Fantasy VII now, and I'll play Persona now, and I'll probably get the platinum under it. We still have till May, and like, what other games are coming out between now and May?
Sushi's June, isn't it?
Yes, Ghost of Tsushima is June, so that's 2 months away. So like the game I was looking forward to in May was Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, anyway, let us know what you think of the delay. I know we kind of just spoke in circles there. I kind of just ranted the idea of this tinfoil hat theory that they're not giving us the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I mean, it's not.
But look, I've spoken. Max, give your thoughts. I kind of just yelled at you for a little while.
No, I think it's the same thing. From a PR's perspective, all they needed to say was, "Hey, due to logistical reasons, we're just going to delay it until we can give it to everyone at once. We want everyone to be able to enjoy it, spoiler free, and at the same time." And that's all they needed to do.
Yeah.
The concerning part is that extra. We're still working on it, but the delay is totally because of the logistical reasons, not anything else. I mean, at the end of the day, like everyone's been saying, hopefully now that they've got a little bit of extra time, they can put a little bit of extra care into it. Maybe we'll get slightly less of a day one patch, which will be nice. We won't have to download a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's still going to be good.
It's just one of those things. Like,
it's going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Like the PR people for this company would have seen this statement.
I honestly won't be surprised if they turn around and, assuming that the PS5 is still on target, that they say, "Hey, look, it's coming out at the same time. Here's your excuse to upgrade." Like, obviously, they're still making PS4 copies of this game because that'd be crazy not to. But it's a hell of a reason to upgrade.
Very true. Very true. I just gotta stay with it. Okay. I'm gonna suck on a loop if I keep talking about it. But anyways, let us know what you thought. You think of this whole situation around The Last of Us being delayed. I understand people probably didn't give a shit about Iron Man being delayed, and that's fine.
I'm actually super bummed about that.
Really? Are you more bummed about?
Man, I was keen to play it in February.
Yeah, actually, me too.
When it was first going to come out.
I remember I told you, like, I emailed PlayStation. We're like, hey, man, we're interested in reviewing Iron Man. They're like, cool, man, we'll let you know close to the date. Next day, yeah, it's been delayed. Like, fuck, man, I could have just wasted a day.
Oh, that's coming out.
Final thoughts. Yeah, let us know what you think of it in the comments below, Facebook, social medias, etc. Finally, Benny goes, Ghost may not be affected, but just yet because they are waiting to see if the situation gets better before making an announcement. Totally true. And Cass goes, I just want to play this damn game. But look, if you're like Cass and you're like, you guys want to play Last of Us, but you can't, there are other games that are going to be coming out between now and then. So this is a section we call Coming to the Players. We tell you about what's coming out this week on PlayStation.
We're starting strong. So this is the drop from the US PlayStation blog. So some dates will be different. Some games may not exist for us during this week. Starting off, we have, this will definitely come to us, AFL Evolution 2 PS4 Digital out April 9th.
It's already out. Came out on Friday.
Of course it did.
Read that description. I want to see what they have to say.
The evolution continues. A true reflection of the modern AFL game. Pursue your goals with greater depth, improved draft, free agency, and state leagues, including Jersey creator, player and team management. Create and share online on the Fan Hub. Play head-to-head and top the leaderboard, or team up with up to 8 mates and play online. Sounds like terrible to play with 8 people at once online.
No, you just play single. He's playing it. That's fine. No. So back in the day, we did.
Yes, I believe that.
Didn't they cancel AFL? Oh yeah, no, yeah, you can't play it. Right. Like that's not happening. Like it can like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, which is great because I automatically get a second year as champion of my AFL fantasy league.
Did you see Foxtel now that no one can watch the sports package because there's no sports
one wants it.
That they're giving away like lifestyle channels,
dude? Because we've got Foxtel now because my dad got it free with his Telstra. So like he's like, hey, here's a login. I'm like, sweet, that's how I watch my wrestling. And they're like, please stay on Foxtel. Here's all these other channels. Because like that's the thing, pay-per-views, like sports and sports pay-per-views are what make money for Foxtel. And when you can't watch any fighting, you can't watch any like wrestling or NFL or anything. It's not happening. But anyways, AFL Evolution. I'm kind of keen. So I don't know. I'll wait till it's cheaper. Like
I'll wait till it's cheaper.
We played like we somehow snuck our way a code for the original back in the day, and it's our most successful stream to date.
Oh really?
Like we had streamers, we had party pies, we had beers, and we had some like domestic abuse in the chat. It was amazing. It's a great stream.
We have Below PS4 Digital. Biped PS4 Digital out April 8th. Braveland Trilogy PS4 Digital April 10th. Construction Simulator 3 Console Edition PS4 Digital. Convoy, a tactical roguelike PS4 Digital out April 8th. Disaster Report 4 Summer Memories PS4 Digital Retail. Final Fantasy VII Remake PS4 Digital Retail out April 10th, unless you live in Australia, in which case it's already here.
Okay, in that case, here you
go. Form PSVR Digital.
Aren't you going to read the description for Final Fantasy? You fucking kidding me? It's the game that you have literally tattooed on your arm. You're like, oh, fuck it, we'll just skip past it.
A spectacular reimagining of one of the most visionary games ever, Final Fantasy VII Remake rebuilds and expands the legendary RPG for today. The first entry in a multi-part saga delivering a level of depth inconceivable for the original. Mind-blowing story, unforgettable characters, epic battles, and technical excellence collide. No.
Mordecai is AFL Rugby. No.
Mordecai's about to get flamed so hard in there. Ooh.
So look, rugby is probably closest to NFL in terms of like holding a ball and running and shit. And like
holding a ball and running.
But yeah, AFL is its own fucking beast. It's very difficult to like. It's one of those sports that anyone that is in Australia is like, huh? What? because like it fits so many different other rules in it, and there's like weird words like clangers and all that sort of stuff. It's fucking laugh.
Galaxy of Pen and Paper +1 edition.
Oh, Galaxy of Pen and Paper.
PS4 digital. Yeah.
Oh, sick. There's a fantasy one that's rad.
There you go, digital. Null Drifter, PS4 digital. A room where art conceals.
That's bad translation.
PSVR digital. Yeah, it's definitely a bad translation. Rush Rover, PS4, PS Vita digital cross-buy. Sharknado VR, Eye of the Storm, PSVR digital, out April the 8th.
Yeah, Knights of Pen and Paper is dope. I presume it's the same guys, right?
Sharknado VR?
Look, you can't be Iron Man, but be fucking Tara Reid in Sharknado. Hell yeah.
Fight your way through swarms of hungry flying sharks in Sharknado VR. Slice them with the chainsaw, shred them with the machine guns, explode them with the RPG. Can you survive the Sharknado?
That sounds fucking amazing.
Troubleshooter, PS4
Bet you it's trash.
digital, out April 9th. And that's all of them.
Go up for the pen and paper one. You've gone too far.
Pen and paper.
Yeah, give us a read of that so we can see if it's...
Galaxy of Pen and Paper is a turn-based meta RPG about a group of players rolling dice in the year 1999. Create your own game master and RPG party as they roleplay, explore distant planets in their imagination, fight weird aliens, and save the galaxy in the era of dial-up internet and floppy disks.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. That sounds... It's from the same as Knights of Pen and Paper, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, boy, gonna get me that.
Yeah, so the big one's clearly Galaxy Pen and Paper.
Yeah.
And
AFL. Final Fantasy. Yeah, look, Final Fantasy, big one. AFL if you're Australian and you like your sports. No, so nice. And
Sharknado VR.
I'm curious. Like, if Sharknado's like $20, I may just buy it.
I mean, I'm curious, but like...
If it's, I bet you it's gonna be like $35. I'm like, I ain't touching that shit. I think for like $20, that could be a right laugh.
Or terrifying.
Or horrifying. Yeah, depends on what your stance on sharks, right?
Mm.
I was going to say, I forget now.
Sharks are fun.
Sharks are cool. Alright, let's wrap this bad boy up, Max.
That PlayStation conversation happened every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Spotify, and 9 a.m. on the YouTubes. If you want to join in future PlayStation conversations, head on over to our Facebook, our Discord, our Twitter, Instagram. All the links are in the description below.
And you can watch us record this conversation as it happens right here on twitch.tv/thepopcultures. Big thank you to everyone that joined us today, and the likes of Mordecai for giving us the follow, Shadow Wyvern for the follow, as well as Thunderfist. Big thank you everyone for the follow. But yes, you can watch us record this show as it happens, as well as our other show, our wrestling show, The Young and the Wrestlers. WrestleMania this weekend, Max. Woo! Oh, I'm excited. A bit excited. It's gonna
for 2 days of WrestleMania.
It's gonna be a hot fucking mess, and I can't wait. Like, only because I'm baffled at how they're gonna do it in front of an empty crowd.
I mean, didn't their main event guy go, no, I'm not coming.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is like, yeah, I'd cancel last year. I'm immunocompromised. I'm not doing it. And they've gone, that's fair. And then they put Braun Strowman in there, which, as far as I know, Goldberg has to lose the title. So, Braun Strowman, Universal Champion, woo!
For 2 minutes, and then someone will come in and...
Are we watching WrestleMania tomorrow? Yeah, man. Hell yeah. I might do I was thinking about doing a watch-along stream, just for funsies. So, for those that are listening to this on the pod or the video, I probably already have. And I was actually thinking about streaming tonight. So, I was going to use 2K20 to predict the card for us tonight. So
predict the card.
Yeah. Oh no, because the matches are already pretty much locked in. And we'll see how it goes. I'll give everyone the titles and we'll have fun with it. It'll be a laugh. But what happens? Yeah, cool. I forgot what was next because I screwed myself. Yes. Look, one thing we'd like you to do is, if you're interested, if you can share the conversation, tell your friends, tell your family about this PlayStation show. Maybe like, look, you need, some subpar PlayStation podcast in your friend yelling if not winning.
I just got the message. He's like, fuck, I suck. I just bought Resident Evil 3.
Yes! Yes. Influences. But yeah, so tell your friends, tell your family. If you listen to this on podcast services, be sure to go give us a star rating, a written review, or subscribe. We do this show every week. It's about PlayStation, and it's fucking fun. and we go all right. Is what I'm getting at. But if you want to support us in other ways, you can support us financially at patreon.com/thepopculture. Support us at any tier. I know it's tough times right now, so you don't have to. But if you want, you can also buy our merchandise at popcultures.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. Thank you for joining me once again, Max. Thank you everyone in the chat. And big thank you to Capcom Australia for providing us 5 copies of Resident Evil 3 to give away. We've been very nice, lucky enough giving one away into this stream. We've given away 1 in the VOD right now, but there are still 3 to be given away across our social medias. That's Twitter, that's Instagram, that is Facebook. Look in those in the descriptions down below and come over and enter the competition over there. So until next week, I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And that was For the Players.
Oh, so just quickly, I know you brought up at the start about playing big board games at work like Gloomhaven and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know the Kickstarter for Frosthaven's gone live now?
No.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's gone
Dude.
live. Big box expansion, and they're selling it now with a phone app to read the scenarios out to you, so you don't have to read them to your group. And removable stickers.
Look, I just discovered that there is a Skyrim minis game, so I can paint like Skyrim shit, and there's a wrestling one.
Oh, God.
I don't have enough money. For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation podcast is fan-supported at patreon.com/thepopculturists. And we'd like to thank our Patreon producers and our Patreon founders for their kindness, their support, and their generosity. Our Patreon founders: Alpha Ferret, Craig O'Flaherty, David Chataway, Jesse Stevenson, and Jacob Garner. And our Patreon producers: AJ Abatomi, Damien Holdies, Kyle Dunn, Lee Wintershoven, Nathan Massetti, Paul James, Pure Mongrel, and Sean Levitt.